Coop with GamerVision.com doing a frame-by-frame analysis of Call of Duty Black Ops. We're in a room. It looks to have fairly advanced technology, but it also doesn't appear to be in-game. On the machine, there's a set of numbers, 2010-3-2, which if it was a date, it would have been March 2nd.
This should help you remember.
There's an operating table here, and it's safe to say that the character who we're seeing has some experiments done to him. Here's another M16 Commando. It looks like there's a shotgun attached to the bottom. It wasn't uncommon during Vietnam for soldiers to mod two weapons together into one. The missile being launched into the sky as a soldier watches. Some scientists running out of a lab. Hard to tell because of the colors here, but the area has some recent snowfall. The explosion cuts to another scene in the same setting. We see a few more showing characters fighting in a snowy place. That may be Russia. Freeze it here. There was an explosion that blew this guy's leg off, bringing some dismemberment to the series. Here it looks like a player is flying an AH-1 Cobra. We then cut to another angle, and it's a different chopper with a different number of seats. It looks like it's a Huey chopper decked out with a number of guns. On the right, a buggy, as you can see by the wheels, is jumping. We're going to go out on a limb here and say that it's two scenes superimposed over each other and that the buggy isn't literally jumping over the helicopter. Now the player is rappelling out of a helicopter, and there's a flash of another scene in the middle of it.
Giving you something extra to assist.
This looks underwater, like some people are trying to either rescue people out of a helicopter or just trying to get to it. We change setting again, and now it appears we are in Vietnam. We see a character rappelling down. He shows up a few times throughout the trailer, and he may be a major character in the story. Another traditional Vietnam scene with bombs being dropped as helicopters fly in. There's also a boat in the water and some buildings in the distance. A city on fire, maybe from napalm. Here's another city being destroyed. It may be the same one. Some combatants meeting on what looks like a dock. It might be the same one from the background from a few shots earlier. This looks like the character from earlier, firing at some foes after an explosion.
Let's go through it again. The pain is difficult, isn't it?
First-person view of a player smashing through glass while rappelling, and then we're back in the jungle. Again, in first person, the player seems to be controlling a helicopter laying fire on running foes in Vietnam. You can see the front of a chopper is painted with the slogan, "Say Cheese," as well as the shield of the 1st Cavalry. On the bottom right, we can see 3 frames of different soldiers flash up. They're only up there for 1 frame each. These may be the 3 characters we'll play throughout the game. Here's a character jumping off a mountain.
When he regains consciousness.
Up in the left corner, you can see another machine gun. It's the same M16 Commando from earlier with an M203 grenade launcher and a telescopic scope.
Double the voltage.
Another shot of a player on a zip line going down the side of a mountain. Here we get a better look at the character from earlier, who we're going to guess is a pretty big deal. We then see him or someone that looks like him running through an exploding building. And then stepping into a helicopter. This might be the same helicopter from earlier that the player was piloting. Here's a soldier in what looks like a spacesuit. Below him, water, showing that he may be launching off an aircraft carrier. Freeze here. Here's a guy cowering in a room. There are guns and bodies on the floor, hinting that whoever this guy is cowering from probably killed those and is still there. Here's an experimental Lockheed A-12, which was tested during the era of Vietnam.
We need to bring him back.
And here's the logo, but first, if you look at his hand, there's a Colt 1911 and it says Sally on it. And that's about it from this trailer. Very Manchurian Candidate looking, and we'll be sure to have more information soon, so check back for more frame-by-frame analysis videos on GamerVision.com.